is an administrative virtual assistant, a social media manager, and a spoken word artist who is widely known as Strong Love. With over 4 years as a writer, she has participated in various writing challenges as an African youth, and also written and performed some amazing spoken word poems which includes Nigeria, The Church, and The Praying Woman, amongst others. As an administrative virtual assistant and a content writer, she has used her writing skills to help global industries elevate their social presence, get quality leads and make more sales. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight, please make welcome Miss Love Daniel, as she takes the stage tonight.
People should clap.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, ma. I know if you answer to greeting.
But I don't even know if everybody can hear me because it's echoing from my end, and I don't know if everything is all right. Please, if you can hear me, kindly indicate.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's echoing here too.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Then I guess we can just proceed anyway. So tonight, okay, first of all, I would love to say a very big thank you to Mr. Daniel and his team. This is like one privilege for me because he just reached out to me anyway, and it was like, even when I saw the message, in my head I'm like, I didn't even know him. So this is a privilege for him to come to take the time and effort to reach out to me for this. I really, really do not take it for granted. So, Mr. Daniel, thank you so much. And to your beautiful team, I've learned so much. Last night was fire. Last night was amazing. So, to the speaker last night, you really did great. You helped us a lot. So, thank you, everybody, for being present. And quickly, I'd love us to just start to wrap it up quickly. So, tonight, we're actually talking about writing for media and digital platforms. Writing for media and digital platforms. Now, this is a topic that I'm really glad was given to me because maybe when we proceed, you understand why I made that sentence. So we'll be looking at the digital age writer and how to leverage media for growth. As a writer, you're on social media, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, and then you're not using this platform, you're not optimizing your presence there. That's what we are treating today, writing for media and digital platforms, the digital age writer, for those of us taking notes. And we are also looking at how to leverage media for growth. So quickly, let's look at something. The first subtopic we'll be treating tonight is writing for social media. We'll be looking at these, we'll be looking at how to build your brand as a writer. But before going to that, quickly, writing for social media. So what are digital content? What are content? I'm certain that we've all heard of this word once or twice, content, because everybody knows the general meaning of the word content. If you should get a bottle of Coca-Cola from the store, we all know that the Coca-Cola is the bottle, is the container, and the drink inside is the content, correct? That most people do not know actually what the difference between that and digital content. So they would rather say post. They would rather say I want to post something on Facebook. But then digital content is very different from that. So digital content are information that exists in digital format. It's as simple as that. Digital content are information that exists in digital format. Could be text, could be image, video, and they are created to either entertain, educate, or to make sales. Hope you're following.
Yeah, we are with you.
Okay, thank you. So I'll go again. I said digital content are information existing in digital format such as text, images, or videos or audios, and they are created to either entertain, educate, or to make sales. I would love us to take note of these three purposes of digital content to entertain, educate, or make sales. So if you're you're posting out content, you're creating content, it has to evolve around any one of these three. You're either entertaining your audience, you're educating them, or you're making there's something, there's a product you're putting out there, and then you're planning to make sales. Okay, so let's text content. You all know articles, blog posts, the one you do on Facebook, just write things and then you publish them. Those are text content, image content, pictures, illustration. So if you're a graphic designer, this is your field. You're into image content creation, if that's only what you do. And then we also have video content, which are movies, tutorials, the one you go on YouTube to watch, vlogs. Okay, so that's that for videos. And then the next one I mentioned was audio. Audio, we have music. The music you listen to your phone. So now, like I said before, content is not something that started. Is not that word didn't just come up recently. It's something that existed a long time ago, even before Facebook and other digital platforms came. Okay, so talking about movies, movie has been existing even before YouTube. Talking about movies like Living in Bondage. Okay, so they've been there for a long. Those are content. As long as they exist in digital format, they are content. Okay, for books, for music, we've been listening to music for a long time. Also for audio content, we have podcasts too. Okay, so quickly, since we are all young people here, I'd love to make a recommendation. I'd love to recommend, if you're a young person and you don't listen to podcasts, please, my advice for you tonight is to just give it a try. And I would highly recommend a man called Busi Tembepayo. Now, this is a man I listen to a lot, and he's grounded in this personal development, just name it. So you can just get his podcast on either YouTube or Spotify. So just go search for Ideas That Matters. That's the name of his podcast. Quickly, that's that. We also have audiobooks, right? So there are people, for those of us that write, that publish books, we don't just write online and then leave it at that. We are not just making poetry and then just leave it there. For those of us that will take the extra step to publish our book. So there's something called audiobooks. So what some writers do is, after creating the normal book, the normal hard copy or soft copy, whichever way, they go ahead to make an audio version of the book. Now you're not limiting your audience, because now there are people that are really busy, but then they want to hear you. They want to hear you talk. They want to learn what you know. Okay, so I can be cooking and then I'm reading your book by listening to it. Okay, so that's that for audiobook. And quickly, let's talk about, say, 5. Okay, let's just read 5 of the major digital platforms, and then we'll be looking at their structures. Let's talk about Facebook. Now, I'm so sure that everyone on this call today, on this meeting, is on Facebook. And even if you're not on Facebook, somehow you're on any other of the platform I'll be mentioning. So let's look at their structure. Let's look at the structures of the platform. So first of all, let's start with Facebook. Facebook is a place where text thrives. Remember, we're talking about their structures now. What works best on what platform? So Facebook is a place where text content thrives. Remember, I said content can either be text based, can be image, can be video, can be audio. Okay, so Facebook, the content tag that thrives here is text, also images, but not long videos. Now, you won't see a content creator or a movie producer, let's say, you won't see a movie producer post his movie on Facebook. What they do is they can just post short clips and then just post it as reels and redirect it to YouTube or any other platform to watch it. But you won't see, like, there are actually 2-hour video on Facebook, 3 hours on Facebook, but then you hardly see it, just very, very few. Okay, so what thrives on Facebook is text, images, and then short videos. Okay, so content Facebook rather is perfect for building personal brands. Okay, and also for making sales. Remember, Facebook is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, social platform out there. Almost everybody is on Facebook. So you want to make sales, you want to get the money. That's where you should be. You want to build your personal brand. Okay, so Facebook. I'll just drop this quick tip with us. Now, people are emotional. We all know that human beings are highly emotional beings. So when I say emotional, I don't just mean sad emotions, right? Happy. If you're happy, that's an emotion. If you're anxious, that's an emotion. If you're depressed, so we human beings are emotional. So if you're going on Facebook, you don't just want to present yourself as, you don't want to appear as that expert that's so serious. There are people like that even in real life. You look at them, and every single time you see them, they are ready for business, which is a good thing anyway. But if you're on Facebook, you want to present yourself as someone who is okay. I posted something on my page a few days ago. I said people do not really care how much you know until they know how much you care. So that's one thing that should guide you on Facebook. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So in as much as you're posting things, you're teaching as a professional, you're educating your audience. Once in a while, just put out something funny. Put out a struggle you're facing. Make them to relate with you as a human being. Okay, it makes them see you as a human being, not just a professional who's just there to just teach them, or someone who just wants to sell and take our money. Okay, so quickly, TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok and YouTube. Okay, let's merge these two together. Now, TikTok and YouTube is great for video content. You don't want to, even if you're dropping text on YouTube, you won't really see somebody dropping a long text on YouTube. Just very short, even if they are dropping, just very short. So most of the things that goes on YouTube are videos, YouTube and TikTok videos. And these are platforms where you want to be casual, especially TikTok. Don't be casual, you want to be engaging. Okay, don't worry, I know we have lots of professionals here. We have lots of business-minded people, but don't worry, there is a platform for that. Okay, so these three platforms I've mentioned so far: Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. These are casual platforms. You want to be engaging. You want to engage your audience. Okay, so even we have lots of content people. We have Tella, we have Jadrolita, we have, name them, Purple Speedy. But then you won't see these people coming on TikTok to yes to. Okay, let's just imagine now that these people have other things they do. For example, okay, let's just take who should we use? Tella. Okay, no, I don't want to use Tella. Let's use Crystal. I don't know if I pronounce his name right. Crystal, the guy that acts with Purple Speedy. Now these are content creators. Now don't be surprised to find out that these people, their lives do not necessarily revolve only around content creation. It might be true that that's where they get most of their money from, but then some of these people might be web developers. Some of these people might be even stylists. Okay, but then you see clips that are coming on TikTok wearing suits, sitting down in his workspace with his laptop, and then he's talking on YouTube, on TikTok, sorry, and then he's telling you about web development, he's telling you about Python, he's teaching about all of those coding stuff. Also, don't be shocked that they might also have other accounts in other platforms where these things are necessary. And then if you go there, you won't see them dancing. What they do on TikTok is basically to dance. Get ready with me, to go on to get together with the girls, get ready. That's community building content. They see you as a human being. Okay, so that's that for YouTube and TikTok. Quickly, Instagram also. Instagram is a fun place, basically. Visual content, image content, videos, animation. If you're into animation, Instagram is your place. Okay, so you you can either sound inspirational on Instagram, inspire people. You can sound conversational also. So nothing much on Instagram. People will move to X, which is formerly called Twitter. So now X is where text. You want to write, X also is great, but the not long text. Oh well, we'll get to that part. We have lots of writers here. We have writers. They're all writers. So we'll get to where you want to pour out that thing inside of you. Okay. Meanwhile, even if you're a writer, you don't have to shy away from video content. You don't have to shy away from audio content. Okay, so you can just make a video and then you're telling us about a book you wrote, and then you know where to post it. So that's just the essence of all of these things. So X is for update. Basically, if you're on X, please don't go on X and sound too serious. You're going to get high blood pressure. We all know the kind of people on X. Chego, these people that are very sarcastic. You know what they call savage. So that's what X is about. There's this guy, I'm trying to remember his name. He's tall, a bit tall, and then he rates people. He even rates Davido. If Davido drops the music, he will say, I rate it 4.5 over 10. I'm really trying to remember his name. Please, can somebody remind me? If you know this man I'm talking about, just drop it in the comment section or in the message so I know we are following. He's fair, and then he's a troublemaker on X. Can anyone remind us, please? Are we following?
Yes, we are following my sister.
Okay. So somebody should please remind us this man's name. I'm sure we know the person I'm talking about. He rates food, he rates music, and his ratings are never good. He always rates 3.5, 3 over 10, 2 over 10. Okay, so that's what X for jokes. Right, you can see somebody insult somebody, a business on X, and everybody just laugh about it. But if you try something like that, even on Facebook, they'll look for you and then they'll come to your house. Okay, so you have to sound funny. If you're on X, you sound funny, also conversational. Your post should be thought-provoking. Okay, so the next one, which is the last, I said 5, right? And I've mentioned 5. So let's talk about LinkedIn. Now, if you're a young person and you're not on LinkedIn, you're not doing the right thing for yourself. I posted something some time ago. I said LinkedIn is a pool of opportunities. Now, you don't know who you're meeting there. You're meeting CEOs, you're meeting business owners, staffs of Google, staffs of Amazon. That's where they are. So if you're a small business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, you're not on LinkedIn, please just go after tonight and create an account. So that's where professional storytelling thrives. You like writing, just pack to LinkedIn. Okay, you like additional value, go to LinkedIn. Alright. So LinkedIn, somebody can just come up and say, okay, now this is something I was on a call with a client last week. I had an interview with a client last week, and this is what I did to get this job. You can follow this step, say, introduce yourself like this, and then just write it down. You see, people want to learn on LinkedIn. The mindset you use to log into TikTok is totally different from the mindset you use to log into LinkedIn. Okay, so if you're on TikTok, you just want to unwind, you just want to relax and just laugh. But on LinkedIn, you're ready to learn, you're ready to connect with professionals. Okay, so you share experiences there as a professional, you teach people. It's amazing for networking and building your personal brand also. So quickly, let's look at the structure of viral posts. Now, let's look at this because, okay, there's something that happened some time ago. I think he was on Facebook. Was he on Facebook or on Twitter? That Frank Edwards, he just came up and then he just posted a dot on his page. One of these celebrity ministers, either Frank Edwards, it's been a while, he just posted full stop. And everybody was reacting, everybody was commenting. Just full stop. Even the ones that had nothing to say, and then they just dropped their own full stop. And I'm like, yeah. So this thing is, yeah, there's a place for growth, right? But then you as a writer, I don't want to write a full episode. And then somebody that just dropped full stop is getting more engagement. Like I said, there's a place for growth. Now, this is not about what he posted, it's about his brand, it's about who he is. Okay, but then if you're putting out content there as a writer, you want to be sure people are seeing, you want to feel heard, you want to be seen. Okay, so the first one we'll be looking at, the first thing, if you're writing, the first thing you want to start with is called the hook. Yes, the hook, H-O-O-K. Okay, so just like the name implies, if a fisherman goes to fish and he just gets a very small worm and attach it to his hook, or even crayfish, anything, and attach it to his hook and lower it into the river, the first fish that comes close to that hook, attempting to eat the worm, you all know what happens to it. So that's exactly what, as a writer, what a hook does to your write-up. It grabs people's attention immediately. Okay, so a hook is basically a line, either a question or a claim, a sentence that grabs, as long as it grabs their attention, as long as it stops them from scrolling, it's a hook. Something like, how often should I write as a writer? Now we have lots of newbies out there, and then they want to learn, am I writing too much? Am I writing, how do I do this thing? Things like I'm writing too much and then I'm burning out, right? I'm just exhausted. Or am I not writing enough? So this is something people want to know. So that's the hook. How often? Just write it in bold letters, and even if the person scrolls past, okay, I'm the writer. Let's just see. They come back to your post and open it. Okay, next one is I almost quit writing. Now we all know what writer's block is. This one happened to me for a very long time last year. As a matter of fact, last year, this is a life story now. I almost quit writing. Okay, so this hook is my story. And I'm certain that I'm not the only one that experiences writer's block. Like you're just sitting down, you're trying to come up with something. Nothing is coming out at all. So the person that also wants to know how you overcame yours, how I made over $1,000 as a writer. This particular one is the other of them, or how I made 1,000. Everybody is writing and nobody's making money from it. You know, please, if you've not $1,000, don't go and write how you made $1,000 as a writer. But now these are just examples of a hook. Okay, so it just grabs their attention, it stops them from scrolling. So the next thing, after you've written your hook, remember we're talking about the structure of a viral post. So you've written your hook, the next thing that should follow should be value. Should be what? Should be value. You give out information, useful information for free. Alex Somosi said something. He said, give out the information for free, but sell the execution. Okay, so people don't really know the difference. They just think, okay, as long as I don't tell them, they don't have to know that they want to own PayPal account in this Nigeria. No, I won't tell anybody. And then you're just holding the whole thing, you're gatekeeping. But then there's a way you can give. God of mercy, I worked with a client. This lady, we were supposed to use the software, and she was basically new to it, and she didn't know how to go about it. She didn't know how to create an account. So I took out time to screen record. Like I had to create another account and screen recorded. I didn't just send that video alone. I also went to YouTube to get a very short video about how to create the account and sent it to her. I don't know if she watched the videos, but then a day later she still came and she was like, "You still cannot do it." So no matter how you try to explain certain things, there are people that those are the do it for me kind of individuals. Not the do it yourself. There are lots of do it yourself videos out there. But this set of people I'm talking about, you can have all the steps needed to do a certain thing, and then they just need you to hold your hands and do it. So Alex Moses said, give out the information for free. That's value. But then they still come back to you. So there's the people. I was more trying to take that PayPal account. This is also a tip, right? How to create a PayPal account as an Nigerian. Everybody that is into tech, anybody that works with science, just wants to know. And then you grab your attention, and then you actually give out the value. You tell them to do what to do, this, how to do this, the way to go. 2 days later, somebody in your DM asking you, please, I faced this challenge right trying to do it, please help me. Next person comes and then they just do a short tutorial. Okay, so you give out useful information for free. You can either use storytelling, you can use tips, you can use like I said, tutorials, okay, or even proof. Yeah, those reviews that you get from your friends, from your clients. Oh, Amaka is a good storyteller. Amaka as a writer, she's captivating. Those are proofs. Those are reviews. Okay, so the last one, which is very important, like you can never be overemphasized, the use of bullet points, the use of small paragraphs. So writing, I think we all should try this. Just go on Facebook, whatever platform you're on, get 2 value-packed content. The first one, just put everything together. Don't use paragraphs, don't use bullets. You all know what bullets are, right? Those tiny dots that you can use to make points. So the first one, don't do any of those things. Just press everything like you're making sandwich, and then just throw it out there. And then the next one, which also is value packed, as well as value packed as the first one, you see the difference. A paragraph should not be more than 3 sentences. Like that. A paragraph, the first paragraph, 2 to 3 sentences to break the line. Paragraph again, and then you're making points. You're using bullet points. Okay, so that's how to give out your value. Don't just pack everything. Don't just teach information and give to people. Okay. So, and the last one here is called CTA. CTA. Now, to ensure that we are following, make sure we are following. I want to know if anybody knows the meaning of the word CTA. You've heard of it, you've seen it somewhere. Let me just know that we are on the same page. Let me just know that we are together. Okay, I'm still waiting. Are we all together? I don't even know if you can hear me at this point.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, even if you don't really, even if you've not heard of the word, let's just say something. I just want us to use this info message. Just tell me if you've heard of it before. If you've not, just let us know. We just please before Mr. Daniel comes up. All right, so let's just proceed. Okay, so CTA means call to action. It's just an acronym. Yes, it's an acronym. CloudX, it's an acronym, not a word. CTA. It means call to action. It means call to action. So if you're writing, just a little reminder, we are on structural viral posts. Remember, the first one is hook. After your hook, the next thing that should follow should be your value, which you shouldn't sandwich. And then the last thing is your call to action. Okay, so your call to action should be your closing line. Remember, I said content either please, can you all hear me? Please, if you can hear me, kindly indicate.
Yes, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
I feel it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, Miss Immaculata, I don't know, could be from your end anyway. So we'll just quickly proceed. So, like I was saying, call to action basically makes them do things for you, right? So, an example is: have you ever worked? How did you manage with a difficult client? There are people you work for, you write for. As a writer, you give them the first copy. This one happens to both graphic designers, and they're like, change this one. I don't like this font. A font, just your font can make a. Sure, it's not even font because font is easy to change on Google Docs. I don't like this tone. I don't like this. I don't like that. Okay, so that those are difficult clients. So writers that work for foreign clients, or even if not foreign clients, that write for companies can relate to these. So how did you manage? Now this PTO makes them communicate, it makes them comment, it makes them engage. Okay, so your call to action could also be if you want the full video on this tutorial, click the link. That's a call to action. So that's what your write-up is. I'll just give us a template. If you need a template, just react to your favorite emoji. Now this is my own call to action. I'll give us a template of a viral post or of a post that triggers engagement from your audience. Just give me your favorite emoji if you want. If you don't want it, remove so quickly. Okay. All right. People have said, since you said please, I'll just drop them, please. Okay. I was supposed to like my slide was not ready. So this was supposed to be on this slide, but then I'll just fill it out. Okay. So for those of us taking this is just a template, and if this is what your post should sound like, if you want to trigger engagement from audience. So quote, here's how I went from earning 20,000 naira to earning $20,000 as a writer. Here's how now this could be bold letters. Here's how from earning 10,000 naira to earning $2,000 as a writer. And if you've been following, you know what this is. You know what this is. Now this is your hook. Like I said before, this is just something I just came up with. I just formulated. Do not use this if you don't make sense as well. If you make 20K dollars, go ahead and so this is just a template, an example. Okay. So here I went from earning $20,000 to earning 10,000 naira to earning $10,000 as a writer. What are the steps I took? Choose a niche that I love. Remember, we said value and then culture. So we've given the hook. Here's how I went from this to this as a writer. That's your hook. Then your value follows. What are the steps I took? Bullet point 1, I chose a niche that I love. Bullet point 2, I consistently gave valuable content for free. Bullet point 3, I built my portfolio. Bullet point 4, I got the contact of 5 foreign clients and pitched to them. Now this is value. Now the truth is, anybody that follows this step should get results. As you really went from earning this to this, and these are the steps you now you just gave it out for free. Okay, now your PTA. Okay, who want, or just like what I said, who wants to hear the template? You can go. If you want to know how I build my portfolio, if you want to know how I build my portfolio, drop your first emoji and I'll hold it. That's the call. Drop your first. What is dropping emoji? I'm not giving you people my portfolio. I'm not dropping portfolio, right? But this is a call to action. Now, the truth is, there are young people out there that don't know what portfolio is, that don't know what portfolio is. As a writer, you took out time to learn, and then you built your portfolio. And somebody wants to someone does not earn 2,000 naira from writing before, and it's like, okay, I have this potential, I have this talent, I have this, and I've built and looked myself, so I can earn these amounts, I can earn this much as a writer. I must know what is this portfolio that helps this girl or this boy. I just see people, just try this out. Give the template, you can use it. You see people dropping the thing, you see people reacting, and then your content flying. So use that and then too long. So the first two I use personally now for my writing, I use Grammarly. That's like 1, 2. I think everybody should. In fact, if you don't have Grammarly on your phone or your system, please relocate to Mac or proofread for eliminating grammatical errors. You're using the grammar instead of writing. Write as a human being, you're not ChatGPT. So definitely a time when you're just typing and you're just typing and you the voice is like just like the voice is like and that's just to show them after I expecting those. It won't just highlight, not the way other software just mark it as correct. It's going to give you the correct thing to use. And sometimes if you're subscribed to Pro, it's going to explain to you. You can see why there or know why. So you can explain to you why that sentence is wrong. Okay, so yeah, the next one is Buffer. Now I'm talking to like social media. I want to take my business to the next level. I want to go all out. So Buffer is basically a do post. Taking a nap and then you're supposed to post at this particular time. 5 and then somehow you available publish the post while you're asleep. So, now fellow is not very popular. Somebody his mic is on and I'm trying to. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, next is Trello. Trello is. Sorry, Miss Oluchi, please help us. Miss Oluchi, your mic.
Sorry.
I don't know if you can hear. Okay, okay. All right, thank you so much. So I was saying Trello is not very popular because I mean, personally I didn't even know of Trello until I went into freelancing. Until it's basically for project management. It's a project management to tax management. Okay, but then what I use it for to organize content calendars. Like Monday I want to post this, Tuesday I want to post this, community building. Just use it to organize your content. Okay, so that's what Trello is. But then there's also another software that does exactly the same thing, which is Notion. So you can just check the two out, whichever one works best for you. But I use Trello, and then just go with that one. And then we have Canva. We all know Canva, I'm sure. Canva is for creating a content. You don't have to do those graphic designers to use Canva. You have millions of templates there you can use. You can use it to do like different things, and then you post it, and people won't even know that it's not the graphic designer that did it. So Canva is to create visuals, and then lastly, ChatGPT. Last night we were talking about AI and how people think AI would take your job. Please use as a writer, use ChatGPT. It's not going to replace you. Okay. So quickly, the next thing we'll be looking at is how to build a personal brand as a writer. How to build a personal brand as a writer. How to find your voice, your niche, and your audience. Now, as a writer, you're not writing to everybody, whether you like it or not. You might be getting 1,000 views or reactions from this particular audience, and then when you go to a different audience or a different set of people, they don't just care about that thing you're talking about. Okay, so imagine you're talking about, you're writing about weight loss. You're writing about you're a gym instructor, for example, and then you're writing about dumbbells and all of those equipments used in the gym, and then your audience, you're talking to market women, you're writing to market women. That's a very that's not your audience at all. So here we're talking about how to find your voice, how to find your niche, and how to find your audience. So first, your voice is simply your personality in writing. Yesterday I said something. I said people are not hiring just that write-up you're giving them. They're hiring your emotions. They're hiring your personality. That's what ChatGPT can know. That's just one edge you have over ChatGPT. It doesn't have emotions. It doesn't have a personality. Okay? So your voice is your personality in words. It's how you sound when you write. There are people that are aggressive. There are people that when they write, you're reading it that you're shaking. They are just shaking tables everywhere. There are other people that when you write, you read their write-up, it just makes you relax and then just laugh. Even if you're talking about something serious, you just have a way of addressing things that is mild. Okay? It's how you communicate your ideas. So to find your niche, here are questions you should ask yourself. First question is your intention. What's your intention of writing? Is it to entertain? Is it to educate? Is it to make sales? Is it to enlighten? Is it to empower? Okay, so what's your intention of writing? So that's going to determine your voice. You're not going to be writing to entertain. And then you're sounding like falloutly aggressive with everything, both you're writing. So you can be trying to entertain them and you're sounding bish. Okay, so what's your intention of writing? The next question is, do you write exactly the way you talk? How do I talk? How do I write? Okay, certain people, just like Apostle Paul in the Bible, for those of us that are Christians here, Apostle Paul in the Bible, I can't really remember the passage. He says something like, the way he talks in person, he's milder, he's gentler, but then in his letters he sounds firmer. Okay, those of us that are Bible students, maybe will help us with the scriptures later. So the next question you want to ask yourself is, who is your role model? Because sometimes you tend to start talking like a role model, the person you listen to, the person you read from. Okay, so just put these three questions together, and it's going to help you find your voice. Other ways to identify your voice is to record yourself talking. This, as a writer, you have to do this often. Record yourself talking about a topic, then write that thing down, transcribe it, and then edit. You record yourself talking, you transcribe it, and then edit it. That's your voice. Just record the way you normally talk. Write everything, both the pauses, the laughs, the questions, and then that's just your voice. Okay, so next is your niche. How do I find my niche as a writer? And you do want to ask, what is a niche? What does that word mean? So your niche is basically your area of expertise. You're a writer. There are people that write about food. There are people that write about passion. There are people that write about tech. Yeah, there are people that write about tech. These are the people that make the money. So don't worry, we'll get there. So your niche is your area of expertise plus your ideal audience. Your area of expertise plus your ideal audience. That topic that you can just write about is they wake you up in the morning is your niche, and then the people it's meant for. It's your experience over time, is a problem you solve. So I'll give us a formula to find your niche. It's a formula I call who, what, so. The formula I call who, what, so. I'll drop it in the message. Okay. So here's the formula you can use to get your with what, so they can. Your so here is your result. Your so is your result. So I help who with what? Who am I helping? Who am I talking to? Professionals, dancers, fashion designers. I help who with what? What are you helping them? What's your writing helping them to do? I help depressed people. I help people that have anxiety. People suffering from anxiety with relaxing write-up, so they can. Then you tell us what you want. What's the purpose of that writing? So here's mine, right? As a virtual assistant, though. So as a virtual assistant, I help busy professionals. That's my. I help busy professionals stay organized, so they can have time to focus on what really matters, which is me. Making money, obviously. So yeah, that's my that as a child, I help professionals to stay focused, to stay organized, so they can have enough time to focus. That this last part is the result, which is your soul. And lastly, how to find your audience. So your audience are people who you write for, right? Obviously, these are the people that read your write-up. So here are things to consider when choosing your audience: who they are, their age, their career. There are people that write for children. There are people whose write-up are basically for children. There are people whose write-up a child should not read. So who are you writing for? Where are they? What platform? Instagram, LinkedIn. If you're writing for a child, you have no business on LinkedIn. Where they are, and then their problem. Okay, so your voice attracts. Your voice attracts people to you. The way you write, the way you talk, the way you convey ideas, it attracts people to you. Your niche positions you in that industry. Fitness and wellness, that's an industry, that's a niche. So your niche positions you, and your audience keeps you going. Your audience keeps you going. These are the people that you write for. So lastly, let's talk about monetization. Who's ready for this one? This is like the last thing we'll talk about, and then call it a night. How to monetize your skill as a writer. I want to see those of us willing to make money out of writing. You're ready to monetize, kindly just give me your best or your best emoji. If not, to skip this part, so you don't want to monetize. Monetize means to make money, to start not necessarily selling, but to start giving out your writing as a service. Thank you, Favor. Okay, so I think Favor is the only one here willing to monetize. Probably I'll just be on Favor here. Favor. So quickly, we have freelancing, we have that's another monetize, and we have digital business, digital writers on digital platforms and make the money. So let's talk about freelancing first. This is just about this and then teaching. Okay, let's just start with freelancing. So as a freelance writer, you get paid to write for others. There are people that are not as eloquent as you are. There are people that are not as great with words as you are. So they hire you. If you could go on LinkedIn to see the amount of people hiring writers, let's just not say their name. So as a freelance writer, they pay you to write for them. Types of freelance writing, you have blog posts. So here, most of them, they write a lot as well. You really think they're not writing things. Always learn Facebook, always learn TikTok. They don't necessarily TikTok because they made their videos. But I think they're always posting them. So blog posts is one way to earn money. You can just talk about things like releasing with the type of freelance writing. Blog posts, you have SEO content, that's search engine optimization. Now this one is basically for companies. Basically for companies. Right, you go on Google now and type the word paracetamol. You go on Google. And not even paracetamol, it's just it's June, okay. Let's go on Google and then let's type June. Let's do it. The first person you see there. First thing you see there. So people pay to be on the first page. On Google or other search engine, they normally use. They pay to the first page. That's because most of the search engines on Google. People don't even know that they can go to a next page. They don't know that they can go to another page. So you just search something and then the things you see there, you get to the end. There's a way, there's like you can see extra 5, sometimes up to 10 pages, depending on the subject you're searching. Okay, but people don't know. So the companies pay to be on that first page, so that's search engine optimization. So people write, so what are the words I can put in this article that will make my company, or that will make us come first? What are the keywords? Okay, and the next one is ghostwriting for influencers. This one is where the money is. So ghostwriting for influencers. So it's also similar to blog posts. So blog posts, you can do blog posts for yourself. Blog post and then you post it. Your Facebook gets just thing. We know what that is. You write for websites, you write for ads, advertisements. Next one is technical writing. Technical or UX writing. Now if you open a website, I just round this thing up quickly. So if you're writing for a website, okay, or if you open a website and you just see where website to look like a shrine. No company wants their website to look like trash. So they are willing to pay because your website is one of your first points of contact. Okay, so technically you can just go and research this technical writing or UX writing. So what platforms can I use to monetize my writing? LinkedIn. You write on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not necessarily going to pay you. I don't even think LinkedIn monetize accounts. The opportunity there is you meet professionals. You meet people that need your service, and then you get hired. You see a writer earning $4 per hour of writing. You can use your calculator. The dollar now is 1.65. Last I checked, when it's that reduced to 1.5 again. So imagine you as a writer, you're earning $4, or even if it's $3 per hour of writing. You know how much you're making. So we also have Upwork, very similar to LinkedIn, or Upwork. You just create an account and you pay the fee. These are also have freelancer.com. These other platforms can use to monetize. Meanwhile, social media can also be used like other social platforms I mentioned earlier, in Facebook. So if you keep writing and then building your audience, it's going to get to a point Facebook would invite you for monetization. And then you keep growing and posting things, putting things out there, making money for Facebook. They're going to give you your share. So that's also one way to monetize your writing. The next thing is let's just take these and then that will be it. Ebooks. That's electronic books anyway. Ebook means electronic book. So right, this can be poetry. For those of us who are poets in the house, you can just compile your poem and then just put it out on Amazon KDP. If you've not heard of it, you can write your ideas, put them there, your manual. Do you know you write a manual on how to use a particular machine? Or even if not machine, there are people that don't know how to do very basic things. I'm even talking about machine. Machine is like very fast. How to tie gele. There are people that don't know how to tie gele. I don't. And if I'm a wife and then I see a book and the book is for just $2, you think I'll not give $2 to learn how to tie or to learn how to do that thing that is very important to me, how to apply makeup? Okay. A white woman does not mind giving $3, $5, $10 for a book or anything that will help her know how to do her makeup. So you can just put them together, turn them into a small, very tiny book, publish it on Amazon KDP, and make your money. You can use Canva to make the design for the ebook, for the book covers. And put this book price $20 and you're making your money. Okay, you can show as a writer, challenges, poetry, even boot camps. There are people that organize writing boot camps and just put it out for a very small amount. You must not put you must not start with 100,000. As a matter of fact, if you should start with 1,000, you see more people coming in, and before you know, you will still pass the amount you're aiming. Okay, so I think that would be all for tonight, and we've already. I don't know if my time has. I saw my time has exceeded anyway. I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel. I'm sorry, every other person. But then I'm afraid we have to draw the questions and then maybe some other time all about the other things. This topic is broad, content of different things. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I really appreciate it.